Okay, you know what? I gotta go straight ahead to the question that everyone is making. So you say that you killed Bin Laden. What about the pictures?
The pictures are in a file cabinet at CIA, and I don't think it's even locked. I was talking to my friend who's a congressman, Mike McCall from Texas, and he was the head of the chairman of the Intel Committee, and he and I over dinner, he said, yeah, they're just there. It's almost like nobody cares. They're just there, and I think it's because when someone really needs to get reelected, they might show people, but they never have. If you do see them, you'll recognize I had green gloves that are cut off. It's my hands holding his head together. After I shot him 3 times, we did the picture, and I had to hold this. I was dumping water on his face, holding his head, and that was it. I don't know if other people got pictures. That was on target. When we got back, the professional photographer was there. I was standing right next to them there too. Not at Jalalabad, but at Bagram Airfield. As we were listening to the president talk to the world, they were taking Bin Laden's pictures and doing DNA. So it's real. He was there. He's dead. I don't know why they didn't show anybody, but that's it.
But you did, right?
I figured that, like everything else, just trust the government, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I agree. Trust the government. I trust in you.
Well, thank you.
Though, because I can see truth on this. And I heard many podcasts of you talking about the case, and I don't want to go through the specifics of these, but I want to just give our audience a little bit of context. So, as long as I know, you shot 3 times in his face, right?
Yes.
And you were using like a 5.56?
5.56.
So you basically you cut his face in half.
I hit him about the middle of the nose, so his head was split from the nose up, and it was just came.
Super cool.
It split open. It was one of those things too, where because after I shot him, his tongue was sticking out. I could hear him exhaling, and you can see steam and brains, and it's even in the moment. It's a lot of people don't need to know what justice served looks like. It just was served, and that might have been it. I wish they'd show it to people now just to stop the conspiracy theory. And when people say, well, it was a body double, I say, well, I killed someone who was in bed with Osama bin Laden's wife, so either way, he had it coming. someone's going to shoot this dude.
It was a matter of time, right?
Yeah, I just happened to get there first.
Yeah, I heard you say that as well, that when you kill him, he was with his kid, like 7 years old kid, right?
2 years old. His name was Hussein. 2 years old. And when I first came into the room, Amal bin Laden was in front of him. That was his wife. And and she was short, he was tall. I was closer to bin Laden than I am to you right now. Very easy shot. But when he went down, I was moving Amal because I was initially the only guy in the room. Yeah. And I knew other SEALs were coming in, and no matter what, we're the good guys. So I'm trying to get Amal out of the way because other SEALs are going to come in. Yeah. And that's when I looked down and saw his son standing there. And as a father, I've got daughters. As a father, I looked down and my thought was, this kid has nothing to do with this. Yeah. Almost like, why are we all doing this to each other? This kid. So I moved him as well. And then it
after the shot, right?
After I shot him, yeah. I was moving the kid. I put him on the bed, and then it sort of hit me. Before I went over to take the pictures, one of my guys came up to me and he goes, hey, you good? And I said, yeah, what are we supposed to do now? And he said, now we find the computers. We do this every night, hundreds of times. I said, yeah, you're right. I'm back. Holy shit. And he goes, yeah, you just killed Osama bin Laden. Your life just changed. Get to work. Just get back to work.
Crazy, right? Imagine, Rob, this is the kind of situation that you don't know if you're going to get back home. And you have a couple kids. You told me that. You had your kids back then.
I had 3 daughters at the time.
Okay. So
and they were all young.
You had 3 daughters, all young, and you're going on a mission to, hunt Osama bin Laden, like to invade the place. For sure, there are people, with actual ego to explode themselves because they do this. Yeah. You didn't know if you would come back, right? Why have you put yourself in this situation?
Well, you've got to figure before we left, we had about 2 weeks and we talked about everything. We found out about the super secret helicopters. They've really never been flown. The pilots, we had the 4 best pilots in the world, but they'd only been flying these things for maybe 5 days.
It used to be a new technology now.
New technology. Okay. The president didn't even know about it until a couple weeks prior.
Not only the helicopter, other stuff also.
Other which?
Of the equipments that you used in this mission.
Well, they gave us access to everything, even stuff that wasn't approved. I'll tell you a funny story in a second, but the thoughts on the way in were, Pilots have never flown these. We don't know if the technology works. It's a 90-minute flight. This is a first world country with Russian-made anti-air. We could get shot down at any moment. When we land, there will be a gunfight. The house will blow up. If anyone's going to kill himself, it's bin Laden, and we might run out of fuel, which means now we're in Pakistan, and we need to either fight the police or end up in Pakistani prison, which we're going to die slowly. So we don't. I mean, so that's the thought process going through, and we talked about it, and we told our guys at any moment, you can pull yourself off. You don't need to go. But are you fucking kidding me? Like, what did you join for? Every guy, we're going to go.
Yeah.
We're going. And even when I say that, I don't know if I've told this story, we had access to everything that they had. But what we were doing is we were chopping weight. We didn't, I didn't carry a pistol. Ounces equal pounds. We have poundage of fuel, so get rid of this, get rid of that. So we're keeping everything as bare minimum as we can. And this dude came in to the room we were being briefed in, and he had like this 50-pound box. 50 pounds, a lot of weight. And he said,
what?
He said, I don't know who this scientist was. They brought him out of the basement somewhere. And he said, we invented this, and it's 50 pounds, and it can jam everything, including landlines. And he goes, the radius is like a mile. And we go, okay, have you ever tested it in a helicopter? And he goes, no. Why? I'm like, because,
Right.
And then, so one of my friends next to me goes, I have an idea. How about you make something 25 pounds? The radius is this room, and it jams bad ideas. We're not bringing that thing with us.
Fuck, man. Like, you want to try this in this mission
we're good.
with me inside the helicopter? Come on. Yeah. But I was wondering, like, you have a wife, 3 kids, and I don't have a wife yet, but I have a fiancée. So every time that I go, I'm in heli ski, she's like talking with me, like, you're gonna do this, take care and everything. I imagine a wife say, hey, babe, I'm gonna go kill Osama bin Laden.
I couldn't tell him. We weren't allowed to tell. We couldn't tell them because
what do you tell to her? I go abroad and maybe I come back.
I have a mission.
I have to go to work. Not even a mission because I just finished another deployment to Afghanistan in February, but now it's April and we're going to leave, and I couldn't tell any of them. And my youngest daughter, this is sad. I said I have to go to work and I'll be back in a few weeks. So she might have been 4 years old.
Okay.
She packed a little pink suitcase and she kept it by the door saying, when Dad comes home, he's taking me on vacation. And I didn't know if I'd ever see her again. And you can't tell them. You can't tell them.
How did you feel about it? Because you were going to a mission that probably you wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
What went through your mind?
We talked about it, and I even had the dude that led me up the last set of stairs. The last set, it wasn't planned that way. Sometimes life happens, and he said, "Don't take this the wrong way, because I'm going. I'm gonna go 100%. I just need to say this out loud. If we know we're gonna die, why are we going?" Which is fair.
Of course.
And we talked about it. And we said, we're not going for the fame and we're not going for the reward money. That check will get lost in the mail. We're going to go for the first people to fight Al-Qaeda to the death, toe-to-toe. And that was the passengers on United 93. Yes. We're fighting for the first responders in the South Tower that going up didn't shake hands, they hugged each other. And as other people running for their lives, they are running to their deaths. We're going for the single mom who dropped her kids off at elementary school on a Tuesday. Yes. And then 45 minutes later, she jumped to her death out of a skyscraper, because that right now is a better alternative than whatever's going on inside. That we'll never know what 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit feels like. But she looked down and made a choice.
Whoa, that's
and
powerful.
she might have grabbed a stranger's hand, but we know that her last gesture of human decency was holding her skirt as she killed herself. They were never supposed to be in the fight. That's why I'm here. And we're going.
Mm-hmm. Cool,
that's
man.
it. And again, too, just to simplify it, what an ending. What a way to go. Because if I'm going to die tonight, so is he. And I'll go with him. He'll go to hell, I'll go to heaven.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that's the mindset, though. And just keep it simple. Don't worry about stuff that isn't going to affect anything. Just stay focused, master the basics. Show me, I have a sledgehammer and a gun. You show me where he is, and I'll go get him.
Like, in yourself, did you have confidence that you could get back home safe?
No.
Or no?
Not at first. But when they showed us the helicopters, it was a conversation, because we're known for having a good sense of humor. As you know, in a good working relationship, morale is good. And if you can keep your sense of humor, sometimes it's good.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. But we would joke, we would talk and start joking, but then we'd say, all right, take it serious. This is a one-way mission, so we need to quit fucking around. But then we went out to whatever base in Nevada, and we walked around the corner and we started laughing. It's like, well, there's a better chance now, because I guess we're going to go to war on Transformers, because we've never seen it before. And then it's like, okay, if those things, okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And plus the pilots. I mean, if you deal with these Task Force 160th Army pilots, just they could fly a little bit through that door and pick us all up and take us out. They're incredible.
But
Yeah, that's
remind me one thing. I remember that the helicopter just crashed, right?
Well, it crash landed because the pilot told me that
The best helicopter that ever existed until then.
they had only been flying it for 5 days. And we had been training on chain link fences. These were mud fences. And it was, I think, 2 degrees Celsius warmer than we anticipated, and that affected the lift. And he got some sort of an effect. And he told me later that an inexperienced pilot would have tried to power up. That would have flipped it and killed everybody. But he decided in less than a blink of an eye, if I can turn it, pin that tail on the 15-foot mud wall, and put the nose in the dirt simultaneously, maybe we'll live. And that's what he did, like that.
Shit.
And then they did it. We had practiced fast roping for about 2 weeks to the point where it just hurt. The only person to fast rope on that mission was the pilot, because he had to reach to get out of his thing, and he slid down our fast rope.
And you know what, Rob, I think I want to explore this a little bit more, because you just say that your pilot had like I don't know, 1 second to take a decision that could, that supposedly saved everyone's lives. And I believe that you had been in this situation as well many times, like have a second to take a decision. Do I gonna take this shot or not? Do I gonna run to this corner or not? That could save your troops' lives as well. So what is the process of training that you guys, the Team 6, been through to be able to take such a hard decision in a pressure ambient like this?
Because we do it 10,000 times if we want to be good. And if you want to be great, do it 100,000 times.
Okay.
Do it over muscle memory. Do everything like you do anything. And shortcuts will get you killed, and so will boredom. And that's why they picked we were talking about merits earlier.
Yeah.
They didn't pick a certain gender of people. They
Thanks
picked
God,
the
right?
4 best guys, period.
Yeah.
And we didn't give a shit what they looked like.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Can you fly this? Can you save our asses in the blink of an eye when you have to? Yes.
Yeah.
And he did. Like, I didn't even know they crashed. When I went through the first gate, there were 3 dudes standing there, 2 pilots and an aircrew guy. I didn't know they crashed. There's similar uniforms, but also American flags. And as I'm going into Bin Laden's house, I look over like, who the fuck are you guys? Didn't even register. But just following my guys on very important mission. But that's what they do, and they're the true professionals. Those pilots, that air crew. Think about the air crew, the crew chief on each helicopter that no one ever talks about. His job was to keep the bird flying, and most importantly, open the door when we got down.
Okay.
What if we couldn't figure out how to open the door? We're just
Crazy,
sitting there. It's his job. And if we got hit with a missile, his ass was in the seat too. His family would miss him just as much. He never gets credit. That's a hero right there.
That's true.
Yeah. We're just the assholes that can carry a sledgehammer.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I was wondering how hard it is to get in the Team 6, because as long as I know, the Team 6 is like a special area in a special force, which is the Navy SEALs, right? What is the process to become a Team 6?
It's a long process. At first, you need to be a Navy SEAL for at least 5 years, active, deploying. You need to do, I think, at least 2, maybe 3 overseas deployments. Then you need to get approved by your team to represent that team at a selection. And the first part of the selection is 3 weeks, only 3 weeks, and it's a really hard physical test, like about the length of a triathlon. Then you shower up, put on your uniform. You sit in front of a really bad job interview, like 13 people on one side, you're on this side, and they're all questioning you. But it's not just tactics anymore. Now it's your finances, your home life, how much you drink, your credit card debt, your mortgage, your wife. Someone's sitting there with your service record, making sure your ribbons match. If that board likes you, they send you to the psychiatrist for 2 weeks, and they mentally evaluate you. Everything from written tests about the most bizarre shit you're filling out with a pencil, just to get in your head, and then another really hard physical test. And that 3 weeks, if they like you, they invite you to a 9-month selection course, which is longer than SEAL training. I thought it was harder, but it's different, because now these are actual Navy SEALs who have now been vetted, going through a selection course, and these are guys that will die before they can't complete an obstacle. But now, to get them to a different level, we have to find people who can not just think, but who's willing to make decisions right now. So in the course, we took the stress of combat, but put it into a training environment.
Okay.
So it's not actual combat where bombs are blowing up, and it's a controlled training environment, but they're stressing you out. But it's safe, so it's all self-induced stress. But we're looking for the person who can realize that in life, all stress is self-induced stress. It's in your mind. So get rid of it. It's a choice. Stress is a choice.
Yes.
And so they arrange. We started off with skydiving. So about 60 jumps from as high as 25,000 feet, high altitude, high opening, which is crazy. But then the rest is all close quarters battle, or CQB, which is the SWAT team style entrance stuff. And they arrange it so these situations, there are problems that you really can't solve. And you don't know that, but they do. But they want to see how you can handle not solving a problem you can't solve anyway, and then they punish you for it. And after they're done punishing, like with tire drags or rope climbs, dehydration and stress, whatever, they put you right back in the same problem. To basically, without telling you, they're saying, we just punished you for something we know you didn't screw up. Can you get over it? So the whole point of life, the whole point of this course is same in life. Get over it. You fucked up, learn. Now get over it.
Doesn't matter how bad it was for you, get over it.
Get over it. Learn from it. Like guilt. What's the point? You're not getting that time back. Learn from it. Don't do it again. Hopefully don't do it again and move on. And guess what? If you do it again, learn again and move on. Get over it.
Amazing.
And 50% of the Navy SEALs who try out don't make it.
Really?
Because it's designed to put you in a headspace. Like I remember one day, we call it green team, so the green team, having the best day of my life, running through the house like, this is easy, I got it. One run later, they got me carrying a broom instead of a gun because they told me I'm too unsafe to carry a gun, which I didn't know why, but they told me. And they're trying to get in my head. I'm like, fuck it. I guess I'm doing house runs with guns. I'll do bang, bang, bang. Fine.
You was doing this with your mouth,
yes,
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, whatever. But some guys like that stressed out, and because they try to get you with a little mistake to see if you'll dwell on that. Because you're thinking about that, then you make the big mistake, and that's where they get you. Okay. But you got to get over that shit. Just keep moving. And there were dudes that screwed up. I haven't seen him since. I went through selection in 2004. I remember a guy screwed up right next to me. I haven't seen him since. You're gone.
Shit.
Yeah. And it's not even a meal at a time. It's a step at a time. It's an evolution at a time. I'm not trying to get to Friday. I'm trying to get to lunch.
That makes sense.
That's it.